School is back in session, but we're still a week away from the Naperville sports scene officially getting underway. So instead, we're kicking off Naperville Sports Weekly with our annual football preview show. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take a look at what the upcoming season will hold for our 6 area schools. We start things off with the original Valley, Waubonsie Valley. Dub V went on one of the most surprising playoff runs in recent memory in 2015, but a key contributor was lost to graduation. The Warriors now enter their second season in the DuPage Valley Conference with a much larger target on their backs. Looking at how Waubonsie Valley ended its regular season in 2015, you would have thought it was a down year for the Warriors, losing their last 2 games, dropping them to 5-4, leaving them unsure about their playoff chances. After narrowly making the postseason field with seed number 30, the Warriors went on a playoff run like no other, knocking off undefeated Edwardsville, beating rival Naperville Valley, then getting by Naperville Central. It was only the second time in the program's 40-year history that Waubonsie Valley made it to the state semifinals. But don't think for a second the 2016 Warriors are resting on their laurels.
First thing we told them is this is a new team. The seniors from last year, that's their history, that's their legacy. What's legacy this senior's going to write?
Paul Murphy enters his 12th season as the head coach of Waubonsie Valley. This year's team brings back a bunch of starters on both offense and defense.
The cupboard's not bare in terms of our skill. The good news is we returned 4 starters out of 5 on the offensive line, and so you hope to have some continuity there. Some guys will be playing in little different spots.
Let's go, pick up the pace, let's go, we got PAT.
They give us 16 days to get ready, and we'll need all 16 days to be ready for that first one.
On the defensive side of the ball, 8 starters are returning, but the one glaring hole to fill, replacing All-State 2-way player Max Irie.
One of the hardest workers I've ever been around was Max Irie. He instilled every day to just come out and work hard. So I think that helped the younger guys that he was with, being the only returning starter. He kind of took them under his wing and just showed them the ways to be a good football player. And this is what it takes to win football games. And so now that's probably Josh Dominiak's role.
Obviously the confidence is all there too from last year. We have a lot more experience obviously from all the sophomores last year. We know what we're doing now, and even the new guys, they're catching on really quick.
And just like Coach Murphy has seen so often in his tenure at Dub V, he needs to replace a senior quarterback. But this year, that QB1 role goes to a junior, Tanner Westwood.
I think it's just a big opportunity that I get to step up and I get to be the leader of the offense.
He has a lot of intangibles they look for in a quarterback. Number one, he's super smart, and he can see what the defense is doing to you, and he can come to the sideline and he can tell you what they're doing, and he knows what the adjustment has to be, and it's like having an extra coach on the field. And those type of high school quarterbacks you don't get all the time.
We mesh well. I feel like he understands what I say, I know what he says. We both understand each other.
Now the man in charge of the triple option, Tanner Westwood, will turn to one of the playmakers returning from last year's team, tight end and fellow junior Chuck Robinson.
Coach has been telling us that we have potential to make big plays anytime in the field. So what we gotta learn is we can make those plays anytime, and not just when it's a big situation. We can make that anytime.
After their inaugural season in the DVC, Robinson and the Warriors will need to make plays week in and week out if they look to make another deep playoff run. Taking a look at Waubonsie's schedule, the Warriors will begin the year with a pair of road games before their first home tilt against rival Naperville Valley. The Warriors aren't going to sneak up on anyone, so when asked if last year's playoff run will help his team, Paul Murphy thinks it will.
Everybody says the teams that go deep in the playoffs have a major advantage because of all those extra practices. So I guess we'll see when the first game comes if what they said was true. What they said about if you finish 5-4 in the DVC, you'll be ready for the playoffs turned out to be true last year. So, it's only the second time in the school's history that the Waubonsie team made it to the semifinals. So we're going to see if that momentum carries over.
Reporting from Waubonsie Valley for Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Olmo.